Welcome to another episode of Russell Realty Minute with your host, Evan Russell, where Evan shares his real-world real estate experience with you. If you like what you hear, please be sure to give him a quick review right here in iTunes. Thank you for listening.
There are only two reasons a home doesn't sell. My name is Evan Russell, broker owner of the Russell Realty Group here. I'm here in Greater Boston, and over my 15 years real estate experience, there's only really two factors that will cause a home not to sell. The first factor is, of course, price. People would say, oh, it's price, condition, location. I disagree with that. It's 100% price. If it's a house in a crappy location, then you price it accordingly. So it can't be price location because that leads back to price. If it's in terrible condition, someone at $100,000 or $50,000 is going to buy it. So that leads back to price. So the most obvious reason why a home doesn't sell in today's market is based on price. The second reason why a home won't sell, and this is one that's controversial in my world, but I think is very important, is communication with your listing agent. If you don't communicate with your listing agent, and your listing agent or your realtor are on the same page, you're not doing what the seller wants to do, or the seller's not allowing showings to come in, or the communication between the realtor and the seller is just not very good, that's going to cause a home not to sell for a variety of reasons. Miscommunication is one, lack of access to the house number two, lack of understanding what the message the seller is trying to deliver in their home. Let's say it needs a little bit of work. Let's say, the showing instructions are a little bit tough. It's a little hard to get into, things like that. That really is why a home won't sell. The price is the number one thing. The communication with the listing agent is number two. If the seller and the realtor just aren't on the same page, can't agree, makes it very tough to negotiate, makes it very tough to explain the seller's position to a potential buyer or potential buyer agent who's calling for a showing, that sort of thing. That really is the problem. What will never happen, and what I say to all my sellers, is there's only two reasons a home won't sell. But at the end of the day, if you get 3, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks in, and the home doesn't sell, in my particular case, it's not going to be the fault of the marketing, right? We've put it on the MLS, we've put it on Zillow, Truly, or Realtor, Redfin, anywhere else that syndicates a MLS feed. It's going to be out there. The only reason why people won't come is if they don't understand the price to value, which means they see the pictures, they see what the house is, they look at the price, they don't think the price to value is there, they don't make the trip. It's really as simple as that. So you can say, well, gee, the realtor's not doing his job, or the realtor's not marketing my home effectively, or not doing that sort of thing. Well, if your home's at $599 and you don't have anybody come in, if you list it at $499, how long do you think it takes to sell? Well, it's going to sell overnight, right? Why would someone not pay $499 for a house that's perceived to be worth $599? That would be a good deal. That would get it done very quickly, right? So we can never say that price is not an issue, right? Price is always the issue. Price is always the problem. It's always a solution, right? It's the reason why people won't come look at the house. It's the reason why people will come look at the house. So that and the communication with your listing agent are the two key factors that make a home sale process really go as smooth as possible. So if you're looking for that good review, if you're looking for that positive experience, if you're looking for, to maximize the most amount of equity in your home, you want to listen to your agent, have a good relationship with them, respect their opinion, respect the comps, respect what the market's saying, respect what the market and the comps are telling you, and heed that advice, price the home appropriately, or price the home, obviously every seller wants the maximum amount of dollar, and that's cool. But you can't grossly overprice your house, or it will just sit there. All right? So those are the quick two things on why I think a home doesn't sell. Obviously, price is one of them. Communication with your listing agent is the other. Those are the two biggest things. If you don't have anybody come through your house over a period of time, I firmly believe it's not the fault of the marketing, unless the pictures are unprofessional, unless the marketing, is just substandard, unless the write-up isn't right, there's typos in it, that sort of thing. But even still, if the write-up and the pictures are no good and it's priced aggressively, it'll still sell, right? So we still fall back on the price. So the most important thing that determines whether a home will sell and for how quickly and for how much is certainly the price that we list it for. So price, condition, location, maybe. I boil it down to the price, and I boil it down to the communication to a listing agent so he can correctly advocate for you and the product in what you're selling, which is your home.
This has been another Russell Realty Minute, brought to you by Evan Russell.